Hey, what's up? This your boy Norris. Welcome back to another pattern review. Now today's pattern review is going to be on pattern 8988 from Vogue. Now this has to be one of the best patterns out there when it comes to men's blazers, outside of my own, of course. But this one right here particularly has two options. It has a single breast and it has a double breast. I only use it for the double breast because I love the double breast on this particular pattern, and it has all the details. One thing I do want to note that this pattern, I had to make additional pattern pieces for it for interfacing because they didn't put all that inside the pattern, but that's okay because sometimes you don't learn all of that within the pattern instructions. Like you see here, this is a regular pattern piece, but these are the pattern pieces I had to make. If you look behind me, as you can see, I love the width of the lapel. It has like a nice 3.5 inches, I would say. And it has all the details that you want in a menswear blazer. You have the breast pocket right here. You have the peak lapel, which is a cool detail. We have the surgeon sleeve here, which is pretty much buttons and buttonholes that actually work. You can actually unbutton and button. But as you can see now, I don't have any buttons or buttonholes. That's the one thing I haven't done yet. I have to finish up doing the buttonholes and putting my buttons on, and it will be completed. So I can't actually wear it right now. But I also love the double vent that it has. Let me tilt the camera down a little bit. As you can see right here, I love that. And I finished it with a bias trim around the seams, which is another cool detail that's not in the pattern instructions. But one thing I do want to note that if you do want to learn all the build outs, like up underneath of this, I have a shoulder build, I have the build for the sleeve, I have a back build. I have a lot of construction within the jacket that gives it a nice sturdy finish. A lot of instructions are not going to show you how to do that, and is few to none out there on the internet to show you too. So one thing I do want to note that this is the jacket and it is the pattern that I used the last 2 months in Sword Academy. Now I broke down how to use your tailor's cloth, how to use the interfacing, how to use bias tape for your roll line, for your lapel. All those intricate details I taught in swordacademy.com. So shameless plug, if you do want to know a little bit more than just the construction of it and how it actually built out into a very nice tailored jacket, you need to sign up for Sword Academy. I mean, point blank period. Also, let me turn this inside out, undo my pins. So I'm gonna turn it wrong side out. Okay, now if you look at the inside of this jacket right here, this right here is a half lining. This half lining piece was not in the pattern. I actually added it, which was one of the patterns that I drafted out for this particular jacket. And I also added the trim, the bias trim, as you can see, just to give it a nice clean finish underneath. Because making a good garment is not only to make it look good on the outside, it has to look good on the inside too. So just turn it around, showing the sleeves. Once I get my buttons and all that added, you'll see that finish down here. I have a shoulder pad that I added right here. I made my very own shoulder pads. That's taught in Sword Academy as well. And then I have some interfacing up under here that they didn't tell you to do. So it's just a lot of detail and a lot of intricate technique and information that Sword Academy will give you, especially for this project right here. Also, we have the breast pockets on the inside of the garment. Okay, so when I say build out, let me show you exactly what I'm talking about, because you might not understand what I'm saying. So within the jacket, there's a build out we have to do to bring structure to the jacket. If you don't have structure, you have wrinkles in your chest and it won't look as sharp. It won't broaden your shoulders out. There's a lot of detail you won't be able to see. So let me see what's a good way to. So I open this up, and underneath here, I have a stitched down pad for the chest. I have a tailor's cloth tacked down onto my front piece. I have a little bit of fusible interfacing on my facing. So, and also I have a shoulder pad up under here where I showed you earlier. So there's quite a few helpful information that you need to know outside of just putting the jacket together. So overall, I would love to get this pattern, I say an 8 out of 10. It's a very strong pattern. The only thing that could be added is the half lining for the back, because if you don't do the half lining, you see all the seams all the way up, and you don't want to take a jacket off to see that. So having that half lining does show a little bit of cleanliness inside the jacket. So I think that's pretty much it. Buttons I'm going to be using are gold buttons. Here's a few of them right here. If you can see those. These are gold buttons I'm going to be putting on the jacket, and it's going to make that navy pop out really well. So that's going to be a good combination once I get to it. I wanted to do the hand stitch buttons. My wife just recently taught me how to do that, but I don't think I'm quite there yet with my patience to sit there and do all buttons. I think I have like 2 in the front. I have 3 on both sides right there. So it's a lot. So I think I'm just gonna do the machine buttonholes, and just so I can get it done. But my next jacket, I will be doing my hand stitch buttonholes because they look so good, and it's just a really cool technique to even know and also use. Let me see, is there anything else that I want to mention with this jacket? You will be learning how to do a few different type of welts with this project, and I think it's cool to learn how to do certain techniques in the process of working on a project. This is one welt right here. It's just a single welt that folds up and you stitch it to the side. Right here at the bottom, move this out the way. This right here, it's a double welt. Once you tuck that flap in, you'll see, if you look close, it's a welt on the bottom and it's a welt on the top. You tuck it to give it more of a clean look, and if you want a more casual look, you pull the flap out and it looks like that. Let me see, what else did I add? What else did I add to this jacket? I think that's about it. The instructions were very easy to follow, and of course in Sword Academy I'm walking you through every single step. It's a 2-part course. The first portion is just me showing you how to modify and make all the additional pieces that I'm going to be adding, and how to lengthen the sleeves the proper way, and how to make adjustments for it as fit. And then the second video, part 2, is just basically me doing it from start to finish. So I know before I even started making these garments, like a men's tailored suit, I did a lot of research on YouTube, and there's nothing out there. So and I know why. It's a lot to invest to teach someone all of these techniques. So I can see why a lot of people don't just give this out for free. So I packaged it up in Sword Academy, $11.97 a month. Sign up, learn how to do all this. I promise you it's gonna be well worth it. One thing I do want to add, this is not a beginner's project. So one cool, quick, fun story. My wife taught me how to sew, of course, if anyone didn't know that, Mimi G Style, shout out to the wifey. I made 2 t-shirts and she was very proud of me. So she was like, what you want to do next? And I was like, oh, I think I want to make a suit. And she was like, bro, you need to slow down. So I'm glad I took that advice, because if I not had done all of these other projects leading up to this is not my first one, but When I made my very first suit, I saw all the details and all the techniques that I used in other garments leading up to this project. So if you're a beginner, I don't recommend you just starting with this. This is more intermediate and advanced. One more thing, a cool thing about this particular pattern is that it's not fully lined, which means you could wear it all year round. You can wear it in the summer because it don't have that thick lining all around the jacket. And you can also wear it in the winter because you can layer it with like a sweater on top of your dress shirt or whatever it is and not be too hot in the winter time. So I think it's the perfect pattern for a double-breasted jacket. And I will probably continue to use this in the future when I want to make different variations of this style. So I hope you enjoyed this pattern review. Remember, if you don't know how to sew or want to learn to sew, or you want to advance your sewing, please sign up for sewitacademy.com. We have women's wear and we have men's wear, and there's a bundle for them both. So appreciate you watching the video. Like, comment, and also subscribe. My Instagram is Norris Danta Ford, and I will see you in the next video.